Yo, what's good, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'm back out with the F1 news, and this is kind of my personal review of the Mexican Grand Prix. The last one I did was the British Grand Prix, and I kind of just stepped away from F1 for a bit, and just got away from the second channel, and just went back onto my main channel, focusing more on the Call of Duty and the FIFA videos. But I'm back at it again with the F1 videos, and let's get straight into this. So basically, just giving my overall thought on the race. I'm going to give it about 7 out of 10 just because of like lap 1 and 2 and then probably the last few laps, because literally at the start it absolutely blew up. You know, Verstappen got an absolutely awesome start and went down the inside of Rosberg, hit Rosberg off, but then Rosberg cut back in front of Verstappen and overtook him, and then the steward just said, well, you know, it's even Stevens really, you know, just leave it at that, you know, just racing incident there, just so, you know, because they both had the fair share of the, you know, Max Verstappen hit Rosberg, and then Rosberg cut back in front of Verstappen, you know, so they were just like, you know, whatever, and, Hamilton absolutely dive bombing into the first corner, absolutely missing the turning point, and ploughing through the grass, as you do. Hamilton had a pretty good race, you know, he was a bit alone at the front sometimes. You know, Vettel was in front in the race at one point, and Vettel looked like a real good contender, as he was actually doing faster lap times than Lewis Hamilton throughout the race, although Hamilton was on fresher tyres. Yeah, he was on the mediums, and I guess Vettel was on the soft tyres, so that could have been a factor, but it's pretty interesting to see Vettel actually doing well in this race and not actually having any kind of trouble like we've seen him have this season. Obviously, he did have a bit of trouble with Verstappen at the end of the race, but, you know, it wasn't too bad. And, yeah, the first corner incident as well between, I think it was Verline, Ericsson and Gutierrez, if I'm correct, I think. That was just your average race incident, you know, that just happens like every race. Not every race, but like the majority of the races, you get a crash like that. Pretty much throughout the whole race, it was a bit boring. It was still entertaining because it was more of a strategic race, like who would come out on top, because we had Ricciardo pitting under the virtual safety car. Then they were saying that he was going to come out on top of Rosberg once Rosberg made his pit stop. But then we saw that Ricciardo did in fact get stuck behind, I think it was a Williams and a Force India, so that like hindered his chances of getting in front of Rosberg. And then obviously Verstappen, you know, he had an alright race until the end. Basically what happened was Vettel came storming back through, basically, and tried to get to third place, but obviously Verstappen blocked him off, and Verstappen in the end got a penalty for it, and he was trying to get out. Like, Vettel was telling you know, the stewards like, oh, F off and all that, because basically they weren't letting Vettel go back through on Verstappen. I think it was a really good fight, but like, you know, it was a bit of a rough and tumble, but luckily no one crashed. And it was just, you know, a ding-dong fight, which is absolutely awesome, between the Red Bulls and the Ferrari. In the end, Vettel got called back to the podium as Max Verstappen actually went onto the podium, was in like the cool-down room, and he got called out of the cool-down room, and Vettel went in, and Vettel was all like, yeah mate, like to Lewis and Nico, and like it was really confusing for Lewis and Nico because they didn't know where Max was going, but it was really funny. I thought, obviously it's unfortunate that Max got a penalty, but I kind of like Max, but you know, Sebastian, I definitely think he deserved that podium with Ferrari, because, you know, they've been waiting for a podium. I forgot what race it was, the last one that they got a podium, but, you know, they don't get him as consistently as they did last season. It's more been Red Bull, like the second to Mercedes at this point, but I think maybe if Ferrari can improve their car next year, I think maybe it might be Ferrari and Red Bull. It might be a bit of a closer tumble for second. And maybe even McLaren are claiming that they're going to be up there next season. So we'll have to wait and see how big of an improvement they make for next season. Obviously, Williams are dropping off as well, and that's kind of like a Force India Williams battle now. If McLaren were to make a really big improvement, I think it'd be a really good step forward if they were to just get in the battle with Williams and Force India. I think if they're saying that they're going to make a big improvement next year, I think that's where they're going to be at. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. That's been my personal review. I think it's a pretty good race, and you know, I give it about 7 out of 10. You know, it's a pretty good race, but obviously a bit of boring parts, but a little bit of a you know, a bit of action at the start and the finish. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Check out my main channel, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.